It's a new day. We're just going to get ready for a reset party, hoping for some big coupons as always. We're 301 tame level today, so we'll probably do some lab hards if we can manage. Just need to farm ourselves a pass. We also got this title while we're farming Cherrymon and sell that for 5 mil too. These hourglasses are much better to use on the weekend because on the weekend when you pass the start then you get 2 points instead of 1, the reward point. Kind of desperate right now. I really would like to land on this ninja costume if possible because then we can go 300% speed for reset, which is pretty important to find the bosses. It's our reset party done. Actually didn't get anything good today. We just bought a lab hard pass for about 8 mil. Just handing in some whipped cream, clear up some space. We're close to 10k now. It's 85 mil from some of the cores that we had before. That's our first lab completed. No good drops. We didn't get a Guido either, but a Barb Essence even is just nice 40-50 mil for us. We are back in Darkness Dungeon 1. I am a bit bored of Sky 1, so we'll be avoiding it for a little while. The inventory space management is a bit annoying, so we're going to try making some more DD3 passes. I'll probably do the E-level Digimon for a while because they're much faster ingredients, and then maybe some other Vs if I want to get some faster whipped cream, so we'll see how that goes. It's actually not too bad with our boots. We can still manage to kill them. We got a lot of whipped cream and materials. Just gonna take a quick break. I was a bit curious about how fast V Digimon drop the materials compared to the E. I think I'll try the V Wizardmon for a little bit and actually see how often they drop the materials because I'm really struggling with the whipped cream drops at the moment. So it's either this or back to Sky 1, which I don't want to go to at the moment. Kind of been chilling a bit, just watching videos while I've been doing this, so not like totally efficient. I've already gained like 25-ish hats and about 400 whipped cream in about half an hour, so it's pretty good. That it seems to me like the rate is actually just the same as the V drop rate from Sky 1 for the material drop. I think at current prices, making floor 3 keys, the average Sky 1 pattern drop is worth about 750k if you complete the key, and for the Darkness Dungeon 3 passes, it's about 660k per material, so it's a bit lower, but I kind of prefer this place because it's a bit more chill and we don't have to use buffs to one-shot, so I'm pleasantly surprised that it's actually quite good here. I'm going to gather up a bunch of V-codes, whipped cream and materials here and sell a bunch of Darkness Dungeon 3 floor passes probably for our next bit of money, and we might just stay here until we finish the whipped cream event. I'd really like that data BM. I'm thinking of using it in PvP and maybe making our last bit of money that way, but we'll probably see. Ding. We just got another 1000 whipped cream for a total of 10,000 now, and that's the 10 mature XP scrolls, so I'm going to save those. Maybe one day we'll have a level 130 Digimon to make it worth using them on. I wanted to talk about as well why I'm not just camping lab hard runs and stuff like that, or oil base runs. I could be doing that right now and it would definitely be more money per hour than I'm currently getting. But one of the reasons is I want to finish the whipped cream because having the data BM at the end of the rewards is just pretty great. It's going to set up this account for the future, which is something that I wanted to do, and we'll use that in PvP too. Another reason is I don't want to spend the whole series just leeching because not all people are going to have that option. So those that are using this series as sort of guidance, I don't want you to think that you have to leech everything to be able to earn any money at the start. That's why we're doing a lot of these grinds as well, where we just grind monsters rouse, because that is the best way to earn money as a new player. After all, this game is a huge grind, so if these grinds aren't your cup of tea, then probably the rest of the game won't be as enjoyable for you anyway. But you can skip a lot of the grinds, you pay a bit of money, you buy some of the items from the shop, from the cash shop. I just realized there's something that I'd like to explain as well. The reason that I'm using my other account to have a low level Digimon is to bring down the average level so I can get the event drops, because the event drops go from your average level, so it needs to be, for these level 73, your average party level has to be between 63 and 83, so this just helps with that. A level 100 and a level 48 means that our average party level is 74, I believe. Mechanics wise as well, the drops always go to the Digimon that is in the middle, so whoever tamer that belongs to. So since this gear was in the middle, then it drops around either account. I'm not sure, I'm not entirely sure the mechanics around which Digimon goes in the middle, but if you're using another account to do this like I'm doing, then you need to be in the same area as well so that you can pick up their drops, or rather the drops that go around their character. If you don't have another computer computer to set up another account on, you can just use a low level Digimon. It's not too bad. Just any like level 70 to 80 with efficient attack and F3 AoE, you'd probably be able to get the same results, or at the very least be able to 2-hit these guys. That's not too bad as well. So we're doing really well so far in grinding most of the day. We've reached over a stack of V codes. We've got 3.5 stacks of whipped cream right now, so making good progress. I just realized I did a bunch of talking to you guys and my microphone wasn't even on, so yeah, we just handed in some whipped cream. We've got a total of 15,000 right now. Because we passed 12,500, we got this first anniversary emblem. This is how it looked if you're interested. So we've got 7,500 more whipped cream to get until we get our data BM. So I'm going to try and get that. Probably 2 days it will take us. We're also stacking up a bunch of these materials for teleports, so that's going really well. We're going to have quite a lot of money by the end of it. My plan after that is probably to go PvP, but we'll see. PvP can make you quite a lot of money if you know how to do it, so hopefully we can make the rest of our money there. We're skipping reset today, and I just want to focus on farming whipped cream right now. Currently we're just re-logging. The timer's going to break because I have to change the screen thing again because I've got dual monitors, but I'm going to go to the event channel and buy a floppy DX because someone was buying one for 100 mil. I didn't want to rip them off too much, so I said I'll do it for 10 mil because that's just 2L digicodes. So yeah, we're going to go sell that for 10 mil. There they are, so one floppy DX. So they put 50 mil instead of 10 mil, but I'll accept that. They seem desperate. So it seems like a new player. Just giving him some advice. Hopefully that helped. This game is super confusing. Most of the things I learned I had to find out myself too. That goes for anyone watching as well. If you've got any questions or anything, always feel free to message me in game or on Discord. I won't always be able to answer them straight away, or maybe at all, but I will do my best. I just want people to be able to enjoy the game. It looks like we're on track to get 5k whipped cream today, which is insane. We'll get us our weird Tamer, which will be a random level 100 Digimon. I'm hoping that we'll be able to use that in PvP. Exciting stuff. So I'll just move some of this junk out of the storage. Nice. So we almost have 200 of each material. Each 10 passes take 5 of each material. So do we get 200 of each? That'll be 400 passes, which I intend to sell for about 1 mil each. So 400 mil. Looks like that's easily achievable by the time we get 5k whipped cream. Over, I'm going to buy a tile for 250 mil, which is quite a lot of our cash. It's more than I wanted to spend really, but the reason for this is I think we're going to need it for PvP because the bots are actually pretty hard. So one of the things that affects PvP is actually titles, and it's a pretty considerable boost considering you don't get the effects of gear or anything in PvP. So there's the title. We're paying 250 mil for it, and there we go. It's still over a bill, and we're going to have a lot more money soon because we've got a lot of V codes to convert into item boosters and digi blessings. We're also almost finished with our BD3 passes. I wanted to explain as well why I value this specific title. I was mainly looking for any title with HP. The 400 HP one would have been fine. It's normally pretty cheap as well. But this is a trait and HP one. Now, when we get Kazuhamon, she has Presentiment trait, which dodges single target range attack, and Wind Protection, which dodges AoE range attack. This 4% characteristic activation chance will help with both of those, along with double attack, which is super useful in PvP. Along with that, the HP is a really valuable stat in PvP because, like I said before, gear doesn't work in there for the most part, so that's quite a large boost. If you consider if I took off all my gear and looked at the stats of my current Digimon, the HP would be pretty low. It would be like 1,000, I think. So that extra 200 HP is going to be a pretty big buffer for taking damage, which we're going to need to survive enough to evolve on the AI. Alright, we have done a lot of grinding today. You can see we have 5,000 whipped cream to hand in. This should get me the weird Digitamer, which is a level 100 random Digimon. I've already handed in to the cake today, so we're just going to give this guy all of the whipped cream for our inventory. Alright, so it's the weird Digitamer. Let's see what Digimon we get. Oh, looks like we need to put Digimon away first. Alright, let's see what we get. So, did we really get like the only thing that we could get without a mega level? You gotta be kidding me. Yeah, I don't know what to say about that one. maybe I'll still be able to put them to use in PvP. Lastly, I'm gonna turn all of these materials into DD3 passes so we know what we got to sell. And that should be the last one. So we made a total of 400 minus Dungeon 3-4 passes. Still have a few bits of materials left. We'll finish up some more for our last 2,500 for the data VM. I'm also going to go exchange these V codes now, free up some space, get some item booster and digi blessings so we can see a rough idea of how much money we have at the moment. Right. My hand hurts after that, but we exchanged all our V codes for item boosters and blessings. Doesn't look like they're selling as high right now. I've seen a lot of people selling for a long time, and I'm not interested in buying them at such a high price on my main right now, so I'm just going to sell them kind of under market price to my main, so I'm not getting any advantage. Just don't want to deal with all the trading, and my main could also use them. So if I'm selling them at 500k each, that's a total of about 200 mil from these, and I'll be selling these teleports when I get round to it for 1 mil each, so that's a total of 600 mil we've got right here sitting in our inventory. Now I'll be back tomorrow to finish our last 2,500 whipped cream. That should get us the data BM, which we can use to make our Sakuyamon into Kuzuhamon. When we get Kuzuhamon, we're gonna go into PvP probably, put the new title on her, try and farm out something that will earn us the last bit we need. So I just log back in to sell my stuff to myself. That's 597 mil. We're at about 1.6 bill now. We've got this title that we paid for as well. We're in a really good spot. It is a new day. We are back to it. I'm just gonna get our tenants box for the day, which is really important because it is another 14-day set of invisible clothes, so that's pretty great. I probably won't end up using them too much because I intend to do PvP today. Do we get our data BM? But just in case, I am excited to start the last grind towards the whipped cream. It would take us about 3 hours probably, and then we will have Kazuhamon. That, my friends, is 2,500 whipped cream. Just hand the rest of this in, and look at that, 22,500. Our last reward has been claimed. So this is it, the super ultimate data. We use it just by right clicking it, and we should be able to use it on our Sakuyamon. There we go. Look at that, beautiful. And that's that. We just got Kazuhamon. Now let's put this new title on her. Right, that's a nice boost to stats for when we go to PvP. I think we're gonna try full int for PvP. I think it will be a slight advantage because the double dodge traits, but we'll see how it goes. Right, all the stats have been allocated. Our next step is obviously PvP, which we've been planning for a while. We just need to clean up our inventory a bit and get some cards ready to start PvP. I'm also curious, it says right here the total cost for our party in PvP is 397. I'm assuming that's because this ultimate level is a really high cost in PvP. That's how it works with Nanomon for whatever reason. The strength is really high on this thing, so we're gonna drop by PvP before we start it, just to see what we can use with our current Digimon. You didn't know, in PvP you can only have certain Digimon out depending on how much points they take up in the party. Unfortunately, Starmon takes up 175 costs, so it's not even summonable in PvP. So basically that Digitamer we got is completely useless, unfortunately, which is a shame, but it shouldn't matter too much. I think for the most part I will just be using these two Digimon. It's not a huge deal, but I thought it would probably help us. But with these two we take up 65 plus 48, that's 113. I can't remember exactly how much space we have. Kind of just want to jump into a ladder battle just to check. I'm going to leave it because I think we might be on a win streak still, and I don't want to win that. Most likely we can use these two Digimon and a low cost Digimon under 30, I believe. So we'll have to figure out if we're going to use 3 Digimon or just 2. Like I say, we'll clear up our inventory. Right, we had a little bit of time to just get set up and clear our inventory. We cleared most of our cards, so we can buy a lot of the PvP cards. You know they're in the point shop, the bits only. You can use these for free, especially things like, oh sorry, they're not free, but they're usable in the battle zone. Things like the Haste and Juliob are really strong in here, but they only have low stack rates, so you need a lot of bag space to deal with them. You don't want to keep going to the shop after every match. So we've got plenty of space now. We're going to get a bunch of supplies ready, test out our method for killing the bots, or AI rather, in PvP, and I'll be back with the results. We got the worst matchup that we could have gotten, and to be honest, yeah, it was pretty terrible. Another data BM would have been better. PvP really, Mirage Go Ogumon would have been much easier to win with, but we're probably going to have to do stall strategies unless. One thing I'm going to try is I'm going to go respec to strength, and I'm going to use Kuzuhamon as our leader Digimon and just try and burst with the F2 since that's single target. We can kill one Digimon, then the fight becomes much easier. The dilemma is that Kuzuhamon's F3 is AoE, which is nice for burning slashes, but not nice for bursting. We kind of want speed to farm these points, especially because points from the matches have been reduced and the wait time has been reduced. So we want fast matches to be able to get good PvP point. Another thing is this Yuki Botamon only takes up 3 points, I think it is, for the team. So we can have 3 if we use this, but it's probably not going to be very useful at all. Probably going to just make it try and be able to tank a hit or 2 if we really need it. I doubt I'll be wasting a turn to summon it, to be honest. What I am thinking if this doesn't work out is we could turn our Fire mode into an All-Force Digimon. He's a lot better in PvP. His traits are great for PvP, to be honest. It's a decent Digimon. It's just that normally you want fighter mode always so that you can farm. I don't think I'll be farming anymore. I want to try and earn the rest through PvP, so that's always an option too. It's only the start of the match, and this is already going so much better. We do so much extra damage compared to before, just using F2. Sometimes when double attack procs, it takes almost all their HP, so I think this will be the strat we go for. Probably kill this guy. So basically what we'll be doing is just bursting down. It's actually set kind of in each fight which ones use orbs. For this fight, Marsmon doesn't use any defense protection. We can burst him down first easily and then work on the others. Like right now, I could just summon, see that was just with 2 cards. I didn't even use haste, it's ridiculous. But yeah, we could summon fighter mode right here if we wanted to. I'm opting not to right now because I want to try and get the fastest kills. I think this will be faster if I can just do it with Supermon. It seems to be working out very well. So now that we have run through all our cards, we can summon Vmon just to make sure that we don't wipe. We're actually going to run through all of his evolutions if possible to get the extra points. We didn't know every card slash gives you points, which is multiplied depending on if you win or lose. And each evolution that you do, including all evolutions, gets you points. So we're going to stop attacking now since we're out of mana. Since we don't want the fight to go on that long, we're just going to evolve and hopefully just use Imperial Jumon to finish the fight. Unfortunately, against this team with Bancho Leomon, the fights take quite a long time just because Bancho Leomon's attack animation is really long, which is annoying. He's also super tanky for whatever reason. Some of these AI matches are just not really fair, but that's what we got to work with. So I can learn to manage my cards better as I do this more, so that this last little bit doesn't take so long. It's quite important how you use your cards since you have limited card slash. You also want to end the fight with 0 so that you get the most points. I expect I'll be doing this for quite a while, so we'll learn, have good strats against each of the different AI teams. There's about 10 different ones, I think, but that's a good start. That ladder points is really nerfed compared to before, but we will see how much we get since the matches start in 1 minute instead of 3 minutes now. If we had people doing PvP, then it would be a lot faster. You can get really good points. You have a lot of players in here. My aim right now is to keep getting points and buy the Ganku line cards and combine them. That way we can try and make a Ganku line and sell it for a really large amount, or even just the Ganku card. Yeah, this is dead easy. When it comes to fighting 2 or less, I have to slow down so I don't do too much damage before I use all my card slashes, but it's just insane the difference. But it's pretty important for us to actually win every match because there is bonuses to win streaks if you are, I think it's about 10 extra points for each win you have, up to about 5. I think those points are reduced obviously still from versing AI, but in general it's going to give us a lot more points. So that's that over. That was considerably faster than the last time. I think I can increase the speed by even more. You see last match we got 55 and this one 64 even though we did the same amount of evolutions and card slashes. That's because of the win streak. So that's only our second win in a row. I think that should stack up to 5, so we should be starting to get good ladder points course of the next hour or so. Well, next 20 minutes or so, we should reach full win streak if we continue. I might take a break by then. I just kind of wanted to test today to make sure that it is possible to do what I want to do. And by the way, I don't really think you need burst mode for this if you wanted to do it yourself. Anything with double attack is fine, or Greymon or Megamon, stuff like that. You get one of those, try and get to level 91 at least, because that's the cap in PvP, and then just use them to burst with the plug-in N, small spear, and haste combo. I think it's a really good way to speed through the AI matches. The title's important as well. Like, you can get a good title, helps you a lot. So that's our third win in a row. That's 75 ladder points. We're going to take a break now. Probably going to do a lot more soon. We're going to be grinding this for quite a long time if we want to get a gank line, so stay tuned. It's just after reset, just waiting until after the reset happened. We're doing a lot of PvP today probably. Let's see what points we end up with. Not the best start. We lost that one. I missed like 7 times in a row, which is definitely the reason we lost. I think in the future I'm going to keep some card slash just in case we get really unlucky like that to heal up really fast, because we don't want to be losing our win streak like ever. We're learning. This fight's been way too close. We kept our win streak here. I'm really glad that I caught this one, because they seem to have been popping up randomly between AI games, but it seems like some people are running bots or something, because they always do the exact same thing in Battlezone. So when they pop up in my queues, I kind of have just been milking them for points. Makes it a lot easier for me. I'm also taking points away from bots, so I guess that's good. They normally use HP discs every hit and just attack as a normal VMon. Looks like this one might have run out of HP discs or something. Anyway, might as well give you guys an update. We're currently at 2,736 points and win consistently against all the AI fights with 2 Digimon. I switched back our Kazuyamon into full int because it seemed to make it a bit more consistent, because we don't miss as much and we prop win protection and presentiment more because of the extra int. That seems to be going well. Do lose most of the time against 3 Digimon from the AI, but there's not much getting around that. When we've got a full win streak, we get about 100 points from the AI battles. It's been quite a slow grind. I think we're gonna take a break at 3,000 and start trying to fuse some Genkumon cards. Alright, we got pretty unlucky with the C5 to C4 combines. We got 2 C3s, which was pretty lucky. I'm going to try and combine them, hopefully it works. Oh, nice. That is going to save us so many hours. Now we have a C2, so we just need to get another C2 and fuse them, and hopefully it makes a C1. I'm not sure whether we'll just make the Genkumon C1 to sell, because that's the most expensive part, or we'll continue and make the other 2 cards to sell as a set. But I think either way, when we get the C1 card, I will try to see what people are buying it for. If we can sell it for like 3 bill, then I'm happy to just make the last 400 mil or so by farming, rather than go through all this in PvP, because it's quite taxing, to be fair. I just had a match where I tried to... Oh, that's weird. So I just had a match where I tried to cancel the queue as it started, and it just really bugged out. I don't know what's going on. Can I go try and use some more Genkumon cards? Got 4,000 points. Hopefully we get lucky with these combines and manage to get ourselves a C1. Almost all of our C5 combines have failed. We're down to just less than 300 points now. We got a C3 out of all the points so far we've combined, but we've been pretty unlucky. Just going to use up the last of our points, and then we'll probably be going back to the PvP grind. At the moment I'm just taking a break to finish Whip Queen on my main. We've got most of it. We need to do about 9 hours or so more farming. By the way, look at this cool thing. My audio got cut off for several of these clips, but basically we spent a lot more time in PvP. We bought a lot more Genkumon cards with our remaining points, and we also managed to buy a Genkumon C2 off someone for 300 mil. We failed a lot of our combine attempts, but on the very last combine chance we had, we succeeded and made the Genkumon C1. We then proceeded to do the new jump event, which is amazing, by the way. Make sure to keep that event in mind. It's good for veteran and beginner players because it gives you a bunch of OP gear that's temporary and a level 140 Digimon that you can TFU into another Digimon of your choice if you purchase that item. We eventually got through the entire new jump event. We got our random level 140 egg and we got Biomon, which is pretty cool. We can really use it for anything right now. Maybe in the future we can TFU it. Alright, we did buy a few attack capsules to breakdown. We got 30 attack fragments. So now what we're going to do is we're going to make ourselves Vaccine Killer high class. We're not going to combine it. Normally I would combine it with Absorb with a Barber Staff, but it's very expensive and we're not really planning on playing this account that long term. So I'm just going to go with Vaccine Killer right now. I'm going to add that to my Kazuhamon. Great. And now we should be able to do dungeons without leeching too much. It's a little difficult with Kazuhamon because their exclusive characteristic makes them do more damage the higher health they are. The cheapest cards to use, one of them is Data Explosion, does a lot of damage but it lowers your health by 50%, but it is still worth using over a spear. It'll still make your damage higher. It won't get as much damage as maybe other burst modes, but it'll still be fine. Interesting in how much damage we can do now, killing Pheromon, Labyrinth floor 3. We're going to go do that now and hopefully get ourselves some passes to do a bunch of lab hard dungeons. We buffed up a little bit and I don't think this is bad at all. Full int still and it's going great. We can do about half HP when double attack procs and 25% when it doesn't. So I'm going to go ahead and go exchange some of these alcodes for strawberry candies because that's going to increase our trait chance by 25%. I'll probably stay here for about an hour, get quite a few lab hard passes, actually killing pheromones. We kill them fast enough to make some good money from them, so it's such a good step up from where we were at before. Obviously it's thanks to our 7-day gear, so we really need to make use of that while we've got it, but it's actually so nice for new players that they get to start with an umbrella set because it does really help a lot. We've gone through almost an hour of our strawberry candy now, so we've been here about an hour. We actually made so much money. We got 16 lab hard passes, which is I think probably a bit lucky. We made our strawberry candy back with the L codes. Got like 30, 40 Excalibur, I'm not exactly sure how much we had before, and 20 drills, and 7H7. Yeah, to be honest, this is probably our best money maker. I don't want to stay here too long. We farmed a good amount of invitations. That's 16 dungeons we can run with that, and seeing our damage on Pheromon, I think we'll be able to carry our weight. So that is great news. We're going to get everything set up so that we can be prepared for dungeons now. Basically, we're just going to be using these cards, most likely these cards on the 5 Armagemon from the chest in Leopard. We'll also use our Avalons and Royal Knights Force for the bosses. We're doing Agudomon and Barbamon as well. Yeah, really happy overall with how strong we are with just this event stuff. We could have actually got more that hour as well because we were really close to being able to 2-hit, but because the Data Explosion was lowering our HP, it was a 3-hit or 4-hit like every time. So if we could get a 2-hit, I could have allocated a bit more to strength rather than int, and that would have allowed us to get 2 hits, which obviously speeds it up by a lot as well. Probably the next clips you guys see will be us doing some lab hard dungeons. We do have a bit less than 7 days left on our OP gear, so we'll have to do everything in that time. We're about to log in to reset. We've actually got a lab hard party sorted out. I'm going to lead the party. We do lab hard and Gudomon, so hopefully we get some good drops. We're actually holding our weight right now with this gear. We're doing about 4k damage on the first hit when we double attack. Is pretty okay. We should be able to clear this fairly easily. Probably take 40-50 minutes max, even with a Gudomon. So we'll get some good drops. It's 100 blessing. And a tech cap from our first one. Wow, we just got 500 mil. Awesome. That's our first coupon. 500 mil coupon. Nice. And that's 2 lab stamp. Oh, that's another 500 mil. Wow, that is actually so lucky. That's just our third or fourth one. That is amazing. Gonna take this time in between these runs to go farm some more L codes. I'll see if I can do anything in Sky 2 probably now. Since we're quite strong, we need to keep these up for our strawberry candies. If we can't kill there, then we'll probably go kill some of the weak elves in Gecko Forest again, Blistermon and Shoutmon. Nice to use up the rest of our strawberry candy as well. So we've got 20 minutes left. This Alphamon only has single target attacks, so this is going to be pretty easy for us now. With this jump event, it's given us the Aura of High Velocity, also known as the Beam Aura, and with our Pidgeymon, we're able to maintain our evolution state with it. Yeah, it just gives us an easy fight, really. I think I'm going to use Spears instead of Data Explosion until the last hit, because it takes us longer than 2 hits to kill him, so because we're exclusive on Kazuhamon, it's actually better for us to just use Spears. This also wouldn't be that bad of a training spot or grinding spot for H7 Excalibur and Drill as well. and it also drops data to get into Sky 3, which is worth a bit as well because people go there for Queen Long Mon, which is a gold boss. We finished with 20 minutes in Sky 1. Good money, honestly. 16 unstable, couple Excaliburs, drills, Holy 7, that sort of stuff. Head over to Gecko Forest to kill those Ballistamon, Shoutmon. Be nice to see how easy they are to kill now with like no buffs because of this OP gear that we've got on right now. Honestly, this rain set is just, it's really incredible. It's really good that they give this to everyone through the jump event, even though it's only 7 days. That's a really nice amount of boost you can get out of that in that time. Yeah, so we two hit these guys. We can just use Data Explosion, I think, and that's without any buffs or anything. They can't even attack. That's insane. That's so good for us, actually. They always drop an L code. With our swift legs, we're going to be able to get around here really fast, so that's just kind of insane, really. With that, we do even more on Ballistamon. We can probably one-hit him with Data Explosion if we get that double attack. Probably be running around the whole map and then hopping worlds just to grab all the spawns that are up because they're roaming spawns, so kind of random. And by the way, if you didn't see or didn't watch the other videos, we actually trained here for a little bit. These are really good training options. They're really well known by the community, but they are really easy to kill and they give a lot of XP. They always give an L code, so if you need one, the Kashiro quests, or you need some just to get strawberry candies like I do, make sure to come here into Gecko Forest, just search around for them and give them a go, because they're easy even if you no longer have the 30-day gear. Just as long as you have some basic stuff like maybe dropped quests or something, you should be able to kill these, no problem. Ah, cool. We also found Silver Spawn, Silver Boss. Even without buffs, this guy should be easy for us now, getting a free H code, so it's a nice bonus too. Yeah, my PC just crashed, so I have to just change our timer to roughly what it was before. Most of our footage was saved, so fine. This our lab hard cooldown just came off, I think, so we should be getting back into game in a minute here and getting started on that. Should be our 5th lab hard run in the account. See what we get. We've had back-to-back 500ml coupons the last 2, so I really don't think we can beat that, but even just the essence is going to get us all the money we need. So I'm just going to exchange some of these codes before we get started. We got a lot from the Shoutmon and Ballistamon. If you guys didn't know, you just go down here for L digit codes in the event channel, and these strawberry candies, these should be probably what you spend most of your L digit codes on, unless you're just rich enough to buy buff boxes all the time. But yeah, they're just really great. The strawberry candy is like the best buff in the game. It lasts an hour when you use it, so it's way worth it. Don't try and skimp on it. You will save you and your party members time and money by using it in a dungeon. It just helps everyone out, so make sure to use those. Make your damage much higher because of your double attack rocking much more often. Wow, I didn't think we were gonna think so. I wasn't recording it again, but we just opened the one capsule we had and we got Data Killer High Class. It's amazing. That's the best killer trait in my opinion, since most the good Digimon are virus type, so they'll want Data Killer. So that's like 100ml for us. We've got quite a lot of things to sell right now. Well, 1 or 2 big items, but we are so close to our 5 bill right now. It seems like no one's really online for this lab hard. I'm probably gonna log in on my other account and party with myself. It's really useful to be in a guild to start parties, because it's just fighting with the random people. Sometimes you don't have the option not to, but it can be unreliable. You don't know how strong everyone is. Obviously, I really like running it with my guild. But anyway, yeah, we're gonna run it with 3 of my accounts, so just need a little while to go log in. Right, it took us a while to set things up, but this is our setup. Basically, one of my accounts is AFK just to tank, one is to do damage, and obviously I'm doing damage on this account as well. If I'm a bit out of breath, it's because I've been running up and down the stairs. I'm using my wife's PC as well. But yeah, we should be good like this. I did forget to buff though, so I should probably do that. But for me, I usually buff about 30 minutes at the start of lab, because most runs are kind of like 25 to 50 minutes long, depending on luck. If they are going a bit longer than 30 minutes, I'll just do an extra 10 minutes until we've completed the dungeon. Pretty simple, pretty easy. It's a really great dungeon just because the key is really easy to farm and it's straightforward and simple. There's not that many mechanics to it. If you've done it once, you probably know what you're doing for the most part. Agudo has some mechanics to him that you can screw your team over if you don't know them, but other than that, it's It's really not too bad. My Kazuhamon, I'm just using small spear since a little low on the damage side with just us. The data explosion for Kazuhamon, because we're exclusive, is not worth it except if it's on the last hit or you're only getting one hit off, basically, versus spear. Using Berserk Sword, that's like always better, but we don't really want to use those because they're quite hard to get. Same with Excalibur, so we save those for the 5 mobs. Now we reached floor 2, we need to put all our other accounts onto floor 2 as well, and then we're golden. In floor 2, if you didn't know, you just need to search for chests and get 4 signs before you can move to the 3rd floor. After the 4 signs, you talk to an NPC and he will move you to the 3rd floor. The chests have either 5 Armagmon or give you a sign, so it is kind of RNG how fast your run goes because of that, because the 5 Armagmons can take a while to kill. Also saves you money if you get lucky and just get the sign straight away, but because we've already got enough materials right now, it doesn't matter too much to us anyway, we're just chilling. Thanks to the jump event, we've got these, and we've got a bunch more golden drills that we already had, so we're pretty set. So there's the 4 signs, so we just talk to this guy, it's kind of in the top left of the map. Now we're in floor 3. So here, because the Gudamon's not up, we're going to run around to get random encounters. Each encounter that we defeat will take 3 minutes off this timer, and will take a little bit of the HP off Barbamon, which is the final battle. Alright, so we beat 16 Armagmon. That's okay. Because it says Enormous Aura is sensed to enter, that means our next encounter will be Barbamon, which is the final boss. So just get ready. Some Holy Orbs on, some Royal Knight's Force. Evelyn's also good here. I'm just using Royal Knight's Force because that's what I got with me. Make sure everything's set up. Make sure we have our buffs with enough time, and we look for an encounter. So he's on 60% HP because of the amount of Armagmon we killed before. It'll take us a little while to whittle him down. Hopefully he doesn't heal too much. And that's the kill coming in here. And with that box, not that great unless we get an Alpha 1 from it. But there you go. That's lab hard done with just 3 of my accounts. It's not too difficult if you have the gear. Event gear makes us strong enough to do stuff like that, along with the strong main account, obviously. But let's see what we get out of our inbox. Yeah, nothing good. Just gonna destroy that, and we'll be back in another hour for another run. Nothing. Okay, so it's morning. I literally just got up so that I could do this trade. Someone should be buying our Genkyuon C1. Just waiting to see what world they're on. Here it is, 0.5 billion. That is a really good feeling. We finally sold that. And if we look in our storage depot, we have 2 500 million bit coupons. So if we take those out, we just use those. Wow, okay. We're only 500 mil from our goal. I'm gonna see what we can sell. We might actually be able to make it to it right now. Alright, so it seems like we can actually get 5 bill if we sell everything. I'm gonna do a lab run though, just the end to our journey. Maybe we'll get lucky. So this was a bit of a cursed run. It's a bit unlucky on the chests and encounters, so it took quite a while, like 50 minutes. Lovely. We just got another 50 digi blessings, which is like 25 mil. I'm gonna work on selling some of this stuff now, but first let's do a quick 4-3 roll base. Nothing good. 22 RKs are pretty good, but they're not tradable. So, and an attack capsule from OX. That's 90 mil for our digi blessings. Oh my god, I literally just opened the one premium box we had, and I got an Alphamon C1, which is worth like 400 or 500 mil. Wow, that's a bit lucky. So that's 90 mil for Data Killer H. That's 340 mil for our Alpha C1 that we just got. We sold at a pretty steep discount just so that we could reach our goal a bit faster. So we converted our Barbamon Essence. Finally, the end of our journey. Been almost 90 hours, but we made it. We reached over 5 billion bits. We set up our account for the future. Over 301 tamer level. We got some great Digimon, including a burst mode to level 140 that we could TFU later. We got a tank that has provoke for the future. We worked pretty hard for this. 90 hours. We spent like 20 of those hours in PvP. 77 wins. That doesn't count the wins against AI, which I had like 100 or more. These wins, about 3 of them were real players and like 74 were bots or something, but that all took a really long time. Now, if I was to continue this account, if I was a new player, really what I would spend this money on is buying a +9 end clothes set, because these temporary clothes will eventually expire and will be weak again. So I would buy a +9 end clothes set, and then I would have enough money to probably buy a Crest of Knowledge plus 10 set, which would be some pretty nice crests. Buy some more green Digimentals to replace our Digimentals that will expire. Buy a Shimmering set for jewelry and a Greed Diarch. And I think that's all affordable, the amount of money that we have. So now it's time to finally retire this account. Thank you so much for watching, keeping up with the series. I hope if it didn't give some entertainment, it at least gave some idea of a path for a new player to take to kind of get started with the game. My recommendation is if you want to earn or progress anything in this game is to try and join a guild, ask questions in the Discord or in your guild, join dungeons with them. Yeah, it helps a lot. If you want to make money, try and learn boss respawn times, try and get in dungeon runs, get dungeon ready, use your temporary gear well. The new jump event is really great, so try and use the equipment from it when you know you can make use of the 7 days. And yeah, I wish you all good luck and see you next time. Bye.